Welcome to another lawn mowing live stream. Let's check my. So out here on a new client property. This one's a pretty large property, and it's one that I did last week. Some for the first cut. You can see it's growing like crazy. So we're gonna see how we do with the grass clippings on here. This home has a real cool history to it. So I'm actually kind of excited to be adding this to my client list. And I'll set up the tripod when I get to the mowing section, once you get through all the trimming. But this house is pretty significant because it's a heritage home, and it was owned by the very first family who moved to this area, the very first pioneer family. And the house itself, this property that I'm on, was originally purchased in the year 1890. And this house, I believe, was completed in 1904. So the house itself is 121 years old. So really, really cool. Now the significant part, and the very cool part, for me at least, I'm mowing this house, and I'll give you guys a quick view of the house. There it is there. The really cool part was that this family really were instrumental in establishing the area. And in fact, kind of a cool thing is that my company is called Cloverdale Mowing, and this is the family that actually named the area Cloverdale, or at least the original inhabitants of this house, the original family that lived in this house 121 years ago. So this house is now deemed a heritage home. So the current owners have certain rules and things that they had to agree to when they purchased it, in terms of what they're allowed or not allowed to do. Like, they're not allowed to tear the house down to build something new. And they're not allowed to alter the appearance of the house. They can restore the house, but they have to keep it at least in its original kind of spirit, design-wise. Can't be, you can't put a modern addition on it or something like that. So really, really neat to be on this property. Now it's also a lot more grass than I'm used to mowing. And right now, it's growing like crazy. As you can see, last week it was super tall as well. I was mowing it at 4 inches, as high as the X-Mark battery mower would go. So today we're going to do the same. Mow it at the same 4 inches because it's shot up in height again this past week. with the plan eventually as it starts to calm down. This is all new sod as well. So as the growth kind of starts to slow down, then we'll be able to get it down a little bit lower in the coming weeks. But right now, because it is new sod, and company that laid it did a pretty good job. But it's fertilized, and all this, all the soil was new as well. Um, they somewhat leveled the lawn as well to be able to lay the sod. They put this sidewalk around the property. There was never a sidewalk here originally. That's one change that they've made. Yeah, just super cool to be mowing this property. I would hope, or at least I wish the height wasn't growing as crazy as it is each week, but we get gotten a little bit of rain, and the temperatures are so warm right now. Especially today, it's been very, very warm. So the lawn, of course, is just loving it with all that, fresh organic matter that's in this soil that they put. Starter fertilizers and stuff as well. You can see a roll of sod there, kind of left over, tucked in. Whoa. Whoa. These trees need a little bit of trimming though. I have to bend down a bit low to get to them. So with this one, we are just knocking it down again, second week in a row. Just to keep it under control. If you saw the kind of clip I posted on Instagram from here last week, see it was like a foot tall in some spots, and 8 to 10 inches in most of the other parts of the lawn. It's probably 6 to 8 inches this week. So we'll do our best, knocking it down. The biggest challenge here is the grass clippings, because I don't take grass clippings with me normally. I did take them last week. I filled the trailer. That's going to be a challenge because I have the turf tracer today. So I have this bin here, and I think we're going to potentially put some on a tarp if we need to put any extra. And we're just going to mow as tall as we can. I'm going to use the X mark again, the 21, even though this lawn is huge, just to not quite ready to put a big mower on here yet, with the sod only being about 3 weeks old. I'd rather take a little bit longer and use a lighter weight mower. There's also the berm in the back too that I gotta watch out for. So see how much battery we got to, and I'm just going to lift this all the way. Lock that in place. What is that, like 4.5 inches or so? And then there's a narrow strip here that he wants mowed a bit shorter because he's going to be removing it. Let's see what we get here with the 4.5 inches. And the biggest issue is just going to be the clippings. I'm just going to section this all off. Yeah, this is crazy. How thick it's grown again in a week. The amount of rain. So last week I took some of the clippings away. Well, some I almost filled the trailer, so I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't have to do that today. Partly too, last week their green bin was had been filled with other stuff, so I didn't have a bin to work with, a full bin at least. So we're gonna see what we can do. So I was just talking to the client about it. Tell him that I'm gonna mow the height. Same height as last week, 4.5. Yeah, see, it's still crazy. Crazy. How much? I can always compress a lot of that as well. So let's see. Let me grab a tripod and try to put you guys up on the tripod. So you can see how just how kind of crazy this is. Yeah, the problem is not cutting it. The problem is the grass clippings. Just the amount because of the size of the property. Again, it'll be, I'm hoping in a few weeks that I can then at least use the turf tracer on here, or feel comfortable using the turf tracer on here once it's kind of settled. Sounds like this battery is starting to struggle a little bit. I noticed as they get almost when they're empty, the RPM seems to drop a little bit. Oh. So what I'll probably do there is put that bin beside my trailer because I can stand up on the trailer to get into the bin and compress it so I can fit in a little bit more. If you have any questions, I will check the chat once I grab the phone back before I go to the next section. Perfect, thank you. Still got some room. Nope, that's the battery. That's the battery. Thank you. We'll try that. Alright. Let's go grab another battery.
Not damp, right?
No.
Okay.
No, it's nice.
Okay.
It's nice and solid feeling.
What?
I said it's nice and solid feeling even with all the rain and stuff we had.
Yeah.
There that night we had a really heavy rain a couple nights ago. So it's not spongy or anything.
Okay. That's cool.
Crazy, crazy amounts of grass. Healthy lawn. Clean.
Put it in one of the bags so it holds the bag.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Usually I've got a little, there's a little trick to these. You fold the end of the bag,
Okay.
just like the top 2 inches, fold it over in a ring, and it makes it more stable.
Oh,
so
and
that
then you
it
bring it up?
so that it stays open.
Okay.
So kind of like this. That's what I do normally. Just kind of fold it over, and that just gives it extra support,
Right.
and we'll keep it held open
Okay. I'll do the same thing.
while you're
Yeah.
there. Just makes it a little bit easier so that the top isn't like flopping.
Yeah, when you're putting it in?
Yeah.
Right.
I gotta clean out the bottom of this. Actually, it's not dirty. It's just some extra buildup. Crazy how much it grew in 1 week.
I know.
Healthy lawn. So I just got to adjust my walking speed a little bit slower so that it can process. Sounded like I had build up under the deck, but it's just because I was going too fast. Oh, that is just full to the top. Oh. I'm going to compress the bin as well. I roll it beside my trailer, and then I climb on the trailer so I can get into there and use my weight, press it down. Whew. So you can see this homeowner is super cool. He's out there helping me with the grass clippings. He's not afraid of getting his hands dirty. He did all of this landscaping that you see. He's done it all himself. I think this is going to be a good candidate for the Navigator. It's wide open, it's easy to get in and out. Just got to make sure that the ground is going to be even enough to hold it. Again, because it's all brand new sod. I don't want to destroy it. Big ruts and stuff, and it's only 3 weeks since it was laid. So I want to give the saw time for those roots to establish, build a good base. Another full bag. I'm going to compress that a bit lower. Gives myself some space. Got that down. All right, so here's the second section. See what we can do. I don't know if this is steady enough over here. Camera. Pretty wonky grass with it being so tall. Let's see, I'm gonna keep it on the sidewalk. Keep it on the sidewalk there. So let's see what we can do here. Again, this will be great for the navigator when I can get that on here. But for now, we will do it with push mower. Do our best. It's just a lot of grass. Big yard to be doing with the 21. It's not impossible, of course, but obviously I did it last week and it was worse. But I also had my trailer empty last week to be able to take the grass clippings. But I kind of had a small feeling that this was going to happen, that it was going to grow just as much from last week to this week. Just glad it's not raining. Just glad it's not raining, because this would be crazy in the rain. I'm going to bring those bags over here. Actually, that bin. First, we'll start with the rest of the bin. And bear with me. Let's see if we can get a different angle. Maybe in the rock bed here. Maybe so. There we go, we'll try that. So again, super cool house to be adding to my client list. If you're just joining the stream, I was talking about how this house here is got a very cool history to it. It's a heritage home and was actually owned by one of the very first pioneer families that moved to this area. This property was purchased in 1890 originally, and this house was completed in 1904. So this house is 121 years old, and one of the coolest kind of facts about this house and the family that originally built it was that, as a lot of you guys know, my actual lawn care company is called Cloverdale Mowing, because I service the area of Cloverdale, the city that I live in. And the original family that lived here was the family that actually named this part of the city Cloverdale. So, just kind of super cool when you think about that. That, little would that original family, would they have known that 120 years later, after settling here and giving this area the name Cloverdale, that some dude with the lawn mowing company would be taking care of this property, and the company would be called Cloverdale Mowing. So pretty cool. You can hear a lot of, or you might be able to hear some traffic. There's a busy road to my right. So originally, the access to this house was to the front here, to what would be my left right now. But as years have gone on, because it's like a very busy road now, the access has been changed to the rear, and the rear is a neighborhood that is actually named after that original pioneer family. And ironically, I have other clients in this neighborhood, and they're all like newer houses, because this all used to be original farmland that was owned by this family. As the city has developed and things have moved on, they've redeveloped the property, so all that's left of the original farm is just the house here. And the parcel of land that it sits on there's a bit of a berm back here where the ground has been built up for future shed possibly. There's a bunch of gravel, he was saying, because I asked him how come it's a big hill or lump there. So yeah, the rest of this neighborhood, I've had customers in the last few years, and I never actually clued in to why this neighborhood was named what it's named, which is called Shannon Hill Estates. And it's named after the original Shannon family that owned this house. As you can tell, I'm a bit of a geek, nerd when it comes to history, especially the history of the area that I live in. It's one of the things that really attracted me to buying a house in this area was the kind of small town and quaintness and stuff. Although you can hear the traffic behind me, but that's a really busy road. Ooh. So I'll get this bin as full as I can before having to use the rest of those bags. And then there's just one more little section there around the corner. So not too bad. We'll be able to get her done with the bags. Not ideal, but if I didn't have the turf tracer with me, then I would just load it in the trailer again and take it with me, take it to the dump, charge them extra like I did for last week's, but last week's there was no choice. It was so tall. This is also going to be a longer mow here too, so I'm not sure how much battery. All right, we'll try this again. This might not work. Phone is starting to overheat just from the time. I'm going to take this bin and see if I can compress it anymore. Ooh. Yeah, so this whole stone walkway, all the gardens. Let's see if we can squish this down. Make up a little bit more room. Might be able to get one more. So many times it's good to be a little overweight. All right. Yeah, so all of this here he did. The stone walkway, the berm, with all the plants and stuff up there. Take my glasses off so I can see a little better. Maybe I'll take a bag with me to the other side. What are these? Just put that there for now. Streaming rate is not very good, is it? It's very choppy, I bet. The signal must not be very good over here. Let's see what we can do. So we're gonna have this. All right, let's grab the mower. I wonder how I'm doing for battery. I'll have to check that as well. I replaced the battery there when we started after a couple of runs, and it's at 1 bar left, and I have one spare battery left. So it should be okay to finish off this section. So pretty cool. Do you guys let me know in the chat if you guys mow any super old properties like this? Just talking to the owner about that, like the history that's on this property. Just like if the walls could talk, the conversations that were had here. You know, a couple of world wars that the world went through with the occupants in this house. The winters that they would have went through and wondered about their crops or yields or things that they would have been worried about. Just 120 years of history. And the cool thing is now, I guess I'm a part of that history, part of that story of this house. A small part, just the schmuck that's mowing the lawn, but feeling very appreciative that I get to do this house in particular. The cotton is starting to get really bad this time of year. It's cottonwood trees. Let's see where we're at here. Still streaming, but really, really slow, eh? Just poor signal. That's unfortunate. I was joking with the owner that this house is like looks like it's right out of some Hallmark Christmas movie. And he said actually it's been scouted a bunch of times for movies. For potential future productions. Not surprising, given its character. Ground is pretty firm here, at least with it all being pretty new. They probably excavated quite a bit because it doesn't feel very spongy like most lawns around here that have a lot of clay. This one feels pretty solid. So hopefully that will mean good things for the future in terms of being able to bring the navigator out here. Can give the blades a good sharpen on the navigator, and the only problem area would be that little berm, I think. And clippings as well. Oh, this battery is done, so we've used one full battery and one kind of leftover battery. Got one battery left, but all we have left is that little section there. And I'll just grab another bag and bring it over. And we'll grab this one. It's fully charged. What do we got left for here? 9%. Might as well throw it on there. Oh, I grabbed the wrong battery. I grabbed the... And grab some water because it's super, super warm. So, am I crazy push mowing all this. Let me know what you think. Again, I'm doing it just because it's only brand new sod. It's what is it now? Last week was 3, so it's 4 weeks old. It's a month old now, so since it was laid. So they did. Whoever laid it did a really good job. There's no seams or anything in the sod after only 4 weeks. Looks really nice. Yeah, I think long term, definitely, this is one I'm gonna have to take advantage and bring the Navigator to. Obviously, it takes a long time to push mow, but again, I don't mind the first few cuts like this to just make sure I'm not tearing up the lawn. This is the section here that I did that video last week, that clip that I shared that said one tall grass, one pass. Even the side of this house is super cool looking. Just the character of it. If those walls could speak. It's too bad it's a little bit noisy because of the street. Really busy street, which at one point would have been, some rural farm road, is now essentially like a highway. Again, just thankful that it's not raining. Doing this, hopefully the lawn will slow down in the coming weeks. Let's see, hopefully. So not the cleanest cut, of course, because it's just so long. But I told him last time when I was here that it's going to be a few weeks before it's like a really nice cut. He totally gets it, being the one that has done all the work here. He knows what's up. Just getting it under control. First few cuts is the lawn's gonna want to fight back, get back to its tall height. And then as it starts to slow down as things warm up, then we can start tackling the height each week, getting it more manageable. My goal would be to get this down to 2.5 inches, which is what I mow most of my client lawns at. It's nice and healthy looking at that. That still looks really tidy and cut clean. 2.5 inches is probably my favorite height to mow lawns at. Not an issue usually on a weekly basis. You get little, obviously, growing spurts and stuff throughout the year, but for the most part, never mind the house, but even just this front porch on this house, the conversations that would have happened on that front porch over the past 120 years. So go over this little section here. It's a lot of grass. A lot of grass for a 21. Especially at the end of the day, when I've been mowing all day. Seems like an extra amount of grass. Just trying to go over some of the scragglers that I can see. They got missed or bent over from the wheels as you do one pass. Right there's a little bit. Try to pick up those clippings it's dropped. Obviously now I can pick up the pace a little bit, but I gotta remember I gotta do that other section as well. By the truck, we're gonna mow that little strip a little bit shorter for him. He's gonna be removing that section of lawn and actually transplanting it somewhere else. So he wants me to mow just along the inside of the sprinklers that are there. I think it was originally just extra sod. And he didn't want it to go to waste. So he just planted it beyond the sprinklers. Now he's moved it to the top of the berm there. It's a little area with some grass. So it's up over there now. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, some grass in this one. We're going to mow this strip a little bit shorter. So let's go. If the 2.5 is too low. sprinkler is right here. So he wants on the inside of that. So basically just 2 passes. And we'll see where we're at for the rest of the line. Yeah, I figured the signal would be a lot better over here, but I didn't even check. Totally forgot. Got my tripod and then start taking those bags over. How heavy these are. Oh, they're not too bad. Not too bad at all. No questions from anybody? Ooh. Actually, what I'd like to do is take this other bag and then I'm going to raise the height of the mower again and just saw some grass over there that didn't get picked up or got spilt. So I'll just have the mower collect it. Yeah, it's getting there. I did this little strip here. You wanted a bit shorter, just on the inside of those sprinklers?
Oh, on there?
Yeah, from here over.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's perfect.
So you're taking this out?
Yeah, so I'm taking, yeah, somewhere around there.
Okay,
I
yep.
gotta check. There's a box here,
Yeah, yeah.
but we're planting.
And it's going up there?
Yeah, there's some spots.
And you're leaving a pathway for me to get up there to
I can do that too. But I don't know.
maybe the slope here
Yeah,
around somehow,
there
or
will be. So this will always be a pathway. So I don't know. I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna set it up.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that'll need mowing eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah. It's would you use a machine or weed eater to?
If I can get a machine up here
That'd be yeah. Because it'll be stairs, right? The same
on that
thing.
side, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like that. So the same thing will be up here.
Okay, yeah.
It just drops down. But so if you got 10,
It just depends, I guess, when
yeah.
it's
Because I have
done.
a weed eater as well.
Okay.
So it's one of those things that I gotta do something.
It's getting nice.
Yeah, getting there.
Little tranquil. I need some like chairs to read a book and.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Because my kid sometimes come out and sits on the deck and does his homework.
Oh yeah.
So now
You got like a little.
plan to have a bench there.
Yeah, yeah.
Or they can just spread some,
Yes.
blanket and just
Hang out.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice little area. Just gonna go over. 3 more weeks for the landscaping?
Huh?
For the landscaping?
Yeah, that's what I keep telling
Yeah,
myself, but
yeah.
it's never happened.
And it's been what, 2 years?
Yeah, it's been 2 years.
2 years doing landscaping.
Yeah.
Wow.
2 years. Well, the contractors did all the hardscaping,
Yeah.
right? And then we started planting last summer, right? Summer, spring, summer, and then some winter, and then again started this year again January, and then
That's
just
crazy
just
amounts of work.
yeah, small little things like putting all the landscape fabrics and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. I gotta finish that up so that I don't have to weed things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And then the inside of the house.
and then I gotta worry about
Or the outside of the house. What's first? Are you doing outside or inside?
well, I gotta do the siding,
Yeah.
right? So I do have to do some things inside upstairs. I gotta
Yeah.
change the flooring a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. It all depends on how much money I have left over. Which bank I need to rob. So yeah, that's yeah. So 'cause I know the siding is gonna cost quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have to, and obviously it has to match the style and everything? Yeah.
You can do anything you want with it, even though it's a heritage home.
Okay.
It's just a matter of like they have defined certain features as heritage, like the windows and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So if I were to extend, I can extend it, but I do have to use the same window. So I gotta preserve the same window or build find something similar to it.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that. But
Yeah.
you can do an extension, but it's like a 6 month approval process and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Those windows look new. I just noticed.
Yeah, okay. I just gotta.
They
So
look
these
like.
are some of the things that I need to do after landscaping.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I gotta put all the planters back. Not planning on painting it simply because I'm replacing the siding.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Do that at the end.
yeah. See what color
Yeah.
we'll end up with.
Do you know what color it was originally?
No, I gotta look back at the pictures
Mm.
and see because it kept changing, right?
Yeah. But the
Yeah.
pictures are probably all black and white. Paint it black and white.
Yeah, I know.
That's the color in the picture.
Hey, I have to go pick up my son.
Yeah, no problem.
You're gonna be here for another what? 20 minutes?
Maybe half an hour at the most.
Okay, so I'll have to go to the rec center and pick him up.
Okay.
Yeah, and if I don't see you, what is the possibility? Do you have time to come sometime mid a second one, or it's
What is
fine
it?
if you don't?
Yeah, yeah. It's. I could check the schedule for next week
Okay.
and see, and then weather plays a part in it too. Because if it
It's
rains
gonna
and
rain
stuff,
tomorrow, and
then it's going to be
rain on Friday as well. I think.
the way it's growing right now. You don't want to really do it in the wet with.
Yeah, because of the leather grass. No, it's fine.
It's different if it's like normal weekly growth, because you're adjusting it. You know, you can adjust it a little bit higher if you have to.
Right.
But I'm already as high as the mower will go, and we're cutting over double
Right.
the height, right? So if it's wet, it would be.
It's gonna start,
Oh, it
yeah,
would
it's
be.
gonna be like
You'd be here
crazy.
forever.
Yeah.
It would be constantly clogging.
Yeah, that's fine. The next one is gonna be, yeah, because it's gonna be rain tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like hit or miss all like throughout
Yeah,
the next
it's
few
gonna
days and stuff.
wet my grass,
Yeah, yeah,
and then the earliest I could even cut would be like Monday. You'll be here on Wednesday.
yeah.
Are you here on Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesdays.
Wednesdays, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we'll plan for Wednesdays.
So
Yeah.
it should slow down. I think it's right now. It's just because it's new. The soil was new.
Right.
Fertilizer was put on it.
Yep.
Right.
I'm also
So.
cutting down the watering as well.
Oh, okay.
So I'm watering once a day.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's always every time I've done like an overgrown lawn,
Yeah.
the first few weeks it's comes back really fast and then it'll slow down.
Yeah.
So
Have you
it,
ever
it'll
tried a roller mower?
like a reel mower.
Yeah, real one. Yeah.
Yeah, I have not used a reel mower.
Okay.
That is not something you would do on a weekly basis.
Okay.
That's something you'd be doing on a almost daily basis
Oh, really?
because you're cutting off.
Thin.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Someone was telling me it's like.
Yeah, those mowers are not meant for cutting lots of grass at once, right? It's just for maintaining, and it has to be perfectly leveled, right? Because the way that those blades work, it's a cylinder,
Right.
right? So you can't have any high spots or low spots.
Right.
So you'd have to be, I don't know what they did for leveling, but you'd have to be top dressing with a lot of sand and then leveling it out so that it's smooth like a golf course type thing, right? That's why the golf courses too, they're only doing it on the green parts, right?
Right. That, okay.
Just the putting spots, right?
Yeah.
They wouldn't be doing it on the whole
Yeah,
things, right?
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Good.
So
No,
yeah,
now
it
now
looks
you
awesome if you can do the whole thing like that, but it's
that's my whole personality. Cutting grass every day,
yeah.
right? Because I've seen some guys like that's their whole
Yeah, yeah,
personality.
it is, yeah, and it's awesome,
Yeah,
but
if I don't have
yeah,
any kids and I don't have
if
any,
you're yeah, if
yeah,
you're like usually it's somebody who is it's them doing it,
yeah,
right? They're there every day,
every
and
day, every. The one guy was saying like he was doing it every 2 days, right?
yeah, that's yeah, even that is pushing it. I think
Yeah,
2 days is.
I have like
Yeah, I know a guy who is he's got a landscape company as well.
right,
Um, he works mainly in Abbotsford, Aldergrove.
right,
I think he has 6 clients. That's it, because they're all estates,
right,
and that's what he does is real mow them. So
right,
he's on the properties every
every
day.
day.
So
Holy
he only
shit.
has 6 clients, but they're acreages, and they literally are golf courses. Like the backyard is
Right.
like a couple of holes, like 5 or 6 different golf holes and
Oh,
stuff.
really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's on Instagram and he does like all these like drone shots of these lawns that he's doing, and he does like soil tests at the beginning of the year, and does all this stuff. They're amazing, but it's like a full time. He's there every
Every
day
day.
doing it, and
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm good, man.
So unless you want to meet for coffee every morning, I'll come say hi,
I
and then
can.
I'll work on your lawn every day. Open checkbook,
If I have
and
nothing
just
else better to do in life and I'm retired, yeah, I'll think about it.
there you go.
All right.
All right.
See you in a bit
Yeah.
if I'm not back.
Okay.
I'm putting this here so that I bring up here.
Yeah, yeah. Sounds good. So just cleaning this kind of grass up over here. Some of these clippings that got missed. Some of the strays. All right. Spot here, and then come grab you guys. Just bear with me. Just going over some of these high spots here. And then that'll wrap this one up for today. Some areas, because it was so tall, the lawnmower wheels will fold over the lawn, and then kind of misses some little areas. See if I can get a good, maybe a still image for a thumbnail. Kind of cool to get one with the house in the background. Like there, That would be cool for a thumbnail. So yeah, guys, if you're just joining me, this house is one of my new clients. Super cool house, super cool history. This house is the very first house in my neighborhood, one of the very first pioneer families that came to this area. They were called the Shannon family, and this property was built in or bought in 1890, and this house was built in 1904, I believe, or it might have been 1910. I can't remember exactly. So, anyways, it's roughly about 120 years old, the house. And the really cool thing is that the original pioneer family that lived here, they're the ones responsible for naming the area that I live in, Cloverdale, which is really cool since my company is called Cloverdale Mowing. So kind of cool that 120 years after the family who established roots here and basically built this area up is responsible for a lot of the history here in Cloverdale, who lived in this particular house and named the area Cloverdale. Would have me 120 years later, some guy with a lawn care company called Cloverdale Mowing, mowing their property. So pretty neat history. I'm gonna flip you guys around and put you on the back on the holder, and get that all going. So you can throw that in the truck now too. And I'm just gonna blow off, and hopefully this lawn starts to slow down in terms of growth, because it is pretty crazy right now how much it's growing. All right, dump the rest of those out. I'm gonna adjust that. You can see on the concrete here how high the mower actually is. Like, that's crazy. It's like a 4x4, but on the lawn it looks like it's super short. Let's put these back. Put this back to the normal 2.5 that I normally mow everything. And throw this inside, grab the blower, and I think we'll be good. Had one more to do today, but I don't think I'm going to attempt it because I don't think I have enough battery for it. There's 3 bars left. Potentially, I could do it and start. I could go do the next one and start in the backyard with the battery mower. And then if I did run out of battery, I could use the turf tracer, which I have in the back there, in the front yard. cotton. It's crazy. Cotton kind of trapped. Oof. Yeah, so there you have it. That wasn't as bad as last week. Last week, like I said, it was over a foot tall in those areas over there. Had some healthy looking grass, Wintergreen says. Yep. It's a very healthy looking grass. It's only 4 weeks old. This was all sod that was just laid. Last week was brutal. Doing this lawn, we had a huge dumping of rain, and the lawn just shot up, and I had quoted it a few days earlier, and it was normal looking. It was kind of like this height when not as clean cut looking because it was a new sod, but it was about roughly this, like 4 or 5 inches. So I thought, no problem. I will come and cut it. And then I showed up because it was pouring rain. After they accepted the quote, the next day, the weather turned, so I couldn't come and cut it because I was like, I don't want to do the first cut in the pouring rain. And then it shot up like a foot tall, and there was so much grass. I filled that green bin that you see over there by the trailer, and then I also about half filled my trailer with grass. So today you can see it's quite a bit less. There's the one bin and two and a quarter bags of grass. So it has slowed down a bit compared to last week, but still super healthy. This is at 4.5 inches that I cut it today. So just gonna put that there, keep it, and the only thing I want to do is touch up some of the trimming over there, just around those rocks there. Give it another little go, just to kind of clean it up. What do we have for battery on this? We got 3 bars, so should be good. And I think I might have to wrap up. Let me check the battery too on this phone. I think I might have to wrap this up. Close. And probably just do the finished trimming here, and then just around these rocks here. And I want it to kind of clean up a little bit around this edge. Yeah, unfortunately there's going to be some scragglers here on the lawn, here and there, just because they're being so tall and lush. But it'll get cleaned up as the weeks go by. Super cool to have this house, even be a part of its history now. As you can tell, I'm kind of a geek for that stuff, the history and old kind of heritage houses and properties and the stories behind them. Have about a month or so, almost June, actually no, 2 months. So 2 months, the owners are going to have a graduation party for their son. So hopefully the lawn is all in kind of under control by then. So, little high spots you can see here in the wheel. A little bit too big of a lawn for push mowing, I'll admit. But like I said, hopefully once it kind of slows down and I know the ground is nice and firm and I'm confident that it's not going to get torn up, then I'll bring the navigator on here. I think it'll be fantastic. And there we have it. Oh, little spot here. See, little areas you're gonna get. Where the tires kind of push down. But that's all right. Get it knocked down, and I think that's good. You see, the owner was talking to me about potentially coming more than once a week here to mow if I have time. Do maybe 2 cuts a week, just until it kind of gets under control. So that would be pretty cool. All right, guys, I think that's going to be it for this one. I'm getting a low battery warning. So appreciate you guys all joining in on today's stream of this super cool heritage house and one of my new customers. So you can stay tuned to see more progress on this property as the years go and the months go by. Look at them, the trimmer. It's like buried in the grass even after a cut. Super lush. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.